Пошли, Господи, архангела Михаила своего на помощь рабам Твоим, мирмидонцам. Настави, поддержи нас, какие бы ни получили известия в течение дня. Научи нас принять их со спокойной душой и твердым убеждением, что на все святая воля Твоя. О, великий архангеле Михаиле, шестокрылатый, первый княже и воевода небесных сил, Херувим и Серафим, будь нам помощник во всех обидах, скорбях, печалях, на распутьях, пустынях, на реках и на морях тихо и пристанищах. Избави нас, великий архангеле Михаиле, от всяких прелестей дьявольских. И когда услышишь нас, грешных рабов своих, мирмидонцев, молящихся Тебе и призывающих Тебя, ускори на помощь нам и услыши молитву нашу. О, великий архангеле Михаиле, победи вся противящаяся нам силу честного, творящего небесного креста Господня. Молитвами Пресвятой Богородицы, святителя Николая Чудотворца, святых великомучеников Никиты, Евстафия и мучеников, преподобных Отец святых святителей и всех святых небесных сил. Аминь.
Аминь.
Встать. Братва, мне нужна злость, мне нужна дерзость, мне нужна стремительность, и нам нужна победа.
Здравствуйте. Today I'm going to tell you the true story that happened to our family recently. It was a kind and simple act. Nonetheless, it is sometimes the seemingly small acts made out of goodwill that are the ones that shine the brightest in a weary world. So we're reading and following up on some of these comments on our channel, and this one popped up. I was stunned. My wife was almost brought to tears over this. I really couldn't speak. Was kind of stunned by that. We've received so much help and support from those around us, and we're extraordinarily grateful for that. But here's a man among hundreds of thousands of his comrades at arms fighting to protect their country. They have the brain space to think, to be overjoyed by seeing children being happy and loving his country and wanting to give candy to them. We who fled from Russia to seek some refuge from a world that's forsaken God. So we connected online. We started to discuss a lot of different topics, politics, history, morals, all those sorts of things, things that good men should talk about frequently. So the second half of this video is dedicated to this soldier, but I want to tell you just a little bit about this guy, and I think, you know, to us, he's definitely somebody that's particularly special. But but in speaking of his comrades in arms, so kindly and warmly how he speaks of his friends in the military, etc., and the respect that they have for each other and the respect that they actually have for soldiers of other militaries is also quite fascinating. And I think it's just really important in this world. A lot of people have a lot of disagreements, both ways on this topic. I certainly feel very strongly about it one way, and many of you on that have left comments have shown support or on both sides of the aisle of this. But I think it is very important, nonetheless, regardless what it is that you think, that these are the soldiers of the Russian Federation get completely hammered all day, every day, and it seems like it's the agenda of a lot of people to push these soldiers who are fighting to defend their country, who are following what they believe is right, and then somehow they're animals for that. It's really disturbing. People in the West have a very different opinion than Russians in the East, so to speak. But this is really no excuse. I mean, animals are animals, and there are definitely people who are animals. They exist in this world. But soldiers fighting for a sovereign nation, for ideals that they believe in, and somehow they're the animals in this case, it's really, really disturbs me deeply. Certainly wars are ugly. There are certainly things that happen in war that are bad. There are certainly bad soldiers. There are good soldiers where they're on both sides, and they exist everywhere in every military on the entire planet. So I want to just tell you a little bit about our conversations and what came of this these interactions, and show you some of a thank you to him. So this is Machete. That's his call sign, and that's how I will refer to him going forward. And I don't know, I personally thought it was a pretty cool call sign. Machete is from Murmansk. It is the largest city north of the Arctic Circle, close to the northern borders of Norway and Finland. It is the last city founded by the Russian Empire in 1916. It is one of the great 12 cities of heroes, dubbed so for its contribution to the victory of the Great Patriotic War, bravely fending off the attacks from the Nazis and the Finns. Murmansk is a strategically located seaport in the Arctic Sea. It is also a destination for Arctic cruises, known for great seafood and spectacular panoramas of the Northern Lights. They even hold the annual Aurora Festival. But Machete is a volunteer soldier, or at least he was. He was recently discharged honorably from the military of the Russian Federation. He's a paratrooper. So he's a member of elite forces in Russia, highly respected inside of Russia. Machete was wounded 2 times in war. Machete is currently recovering from an eye injury that he received. And he did mention quite highly the Russian military doctors. He said twice they have done him a great service. Once they saved his life, and they had to remove a good section of his guts and patch him back up. And another time how they saved his face and his vision, which he's currently recovering from right now. But I'm told that it's quite impressive work, and his vision is coming back in his eye, and so we're very glad to hear that. But in his discussion of the military, he wanted to make sure it was said to me and give a Russian expression of praise that they deserve to eat their bread. I really love Russian expressions. They're very direct and to the point. But he wished them all the honor and glory and thanks for what they had done for him. So another talk that we discussed was, I was mentioning, the kindness and the generosity that had been shown to me by everyday Russians on the street. Professionals, well-to-do people from really all walks of life. He spoke of, he was very heartily in agreement with how Russians help each other, how they are humans towards each other. He even mentioned as a rule that how there are very few homeless people that exist in Russia, and how they even buy each other groceries when they see that somebody is hungry or somebody's needy. I've seen this myself, but it was definitely a great confirmation that I wasn't just randomly seeing it, or it was somehow limited to Moscow as an example. Sympathy and empathy are definitely a huge part of the Russian soul, even if you don't necessarily always see it on their face. How they actually act towards you is incredible. And when they say that they want to give you help, they really mean it. It's not like a nice, oh yeah, I would love to help you, like call me sometime, and then never pick up. No, like they actually are genuinely concerned with helping you. He also spoke about the formation, his formation, and the formation of boys in Russia, which I thought was particularly interesting because generally you do see boys around Russia that they're clearly men. And men talk with boys and boys talk with men, and they do talk with them at a almost, if not absolutely, an equal level. There's a respect that is just given both ways, and it is mutual. And an older man will stand there and listen to a younger man or a boy with the same attentiveness that he would give to an adult. And that, boy or young man would make sure that he gave that same amount of respect and attention to the older man. But it's very impressive. But what Machete was talking about was early formation. When a boy reaches 18 years old, he has 1 year of mandatory military services. This was very prevalent up until the turn of the century throughout Europe, as I understand. So this is not some outrageous concept. In fact, it seems like it's a pretty good concept to kind of set the bar for what men should be like in a country. I thought it was an interesting and surprising point that when he was growing up, he was 15 years old and he was getting formed physically, mentally, that the United States Marine Corps was in fact used as an example of what they should strive to be. At 15, I guess you maybe graduate when you're actually going for your year of military service, I don't know. But at 15 years old, this is what's held up as an example. When I was growing up, my father also used this as the same example. Maybe didn't stand for all the principles of the country, so to speak. But definitely the United States Marine Corps had a spirit inside of it, at least once upon a time, seems somewhat fading, but something that people around the world were inspired by, even the Russians. I think it's absolutely fascinating and something that's worth contemplating. We talked about this and many other things. Great conversations. But I was struck by Machete's honesty and genuineness. It was really a breath of fresh air, and it was really my first experience talking with a Russian soldier. I have friends and family that are and were in the Marines and other branches of the military. And certainly there were at least some that I had a personal respect for, not just a general respect for, but a personal respect for, and still count many of them as great friends. But as much as I have told other people, told myself even, that I don't believe what the mainstream media tells me, that I don't believe what I've seen in Hollywood, it's all really not true. It's amazing every single time you have one of these major interactions with Russians, with the Russian country, with the culture, with the language, with the psyche, everything about it. When you have one of these experiences, it's just like peeling back one more layer of the onion and realizing how messed up my perception is, how still, despite the fact that I reject it all in principle, that still so much of that is attached to my brain, that bias that exists. And, I've received, messages from people. I've had people tell me, oh my goodness, Joseph, Russia is not the future. Oh, Russia, America, is worth saving. Sure, any country, it seems, is worth saving. If it's part of this world that God created, it's worth saving. Why is it that America is worth saving and Russia is not somehow? Russia has still its own problems. I don't pretend that Russia's a paradise. But Russia is going in the right direction. America is not. But why is somehow America the one that is worthy of being saved, and Russia has to be the one that is pushed into the mud and degraded? The reason why I made this video is because this made such a profound impact on me, despite the fact that it wasn't, somebody didn't save my life. Actually, particularly save my life. Somebody didn't save particularly the life of my wife or one of my children. It wasn't somebody buying me a car. It wasn't somebody, anything like this. A soldier of the Russian Federation was so happy and warmed to see children loving his country that he wanted to do something good for them beyond what he had already sacrificed a decade of his life to protect in his country. And we're only seeking refuge in his. That's something else. It should give all of us a cause to think about what is going on in the world today. But again, the more time that I spend here, and the more time I see what's actually going down on the ground here, the more I fall in love with this country, with its people, with its mission. So I thank Machete very, very much for his gift and for our newfound friendship. So the rest of this video is dedicated to him. Oh, and he's single. Alrighty, so here we are at the Evropetsky Mall. We're here with the children. We got a beautiful gift from a soldier of the Russian Federation, call sign Machete. And so we thank you very much. So here we are. We'll let the children tell you all about it themselves. Florine?
Yes?
What are we here for today?
To buy candy and to look at the toys.
Yes. Who gave us the candy?
Machete.
Machete. Teddy, are you excited?
Yes.
Yes, you're very excited?
Yes.
Tilda, are you excited?
Yes, sir.
What are we getting?
Candy and the soldiers are together.
What's his name?
Machete.
Machete. Joe, can you say machete? Machete. Oh, don't worry about it. Can you say machete, Joe? Machete. Can you say machete?
Machete.
Whoa. Okay. So, are you ready to go inside?
Yeah. Mommy's going to buy toys to give us burgers. I think that's a really good idea.
Wow, look at this. This is amazing. Oh, спасибо. Здравствуйте. Whoa. Wow, look at this. Is amazing.
Machete.
Спасибо.
Спасибо. Спасибо, Machete.
Whoa. Whoa. Wave! Look out, Tilda. Whoa. Okay, wave. Beautiful water fountain.
Papa, look, we're going to be right next to it once we get down there. Papa,
So pretty. All right, let's go. Everybody out. So they have just finished dinner time, so now we know what time it is. It is time to open the candy from Machete. Ah! Okay. Oh, and Mommy, this one is for you.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, thank you. No, I've never had this. Oh my word. Okay, that looks amazing. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, thank you.
Okay. All right, and this one is for Clotilde.
Thank you, Papa.
And this one,
Thank you, Machete.
Chlorine.
Thank you very much.
This one is
Oh, Papa. Thank you. Thank you, Machete.
Wow.
Joe's.
Thank you, Machete.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
Look at
That is enough to
mine.
last you
Look at mine.
until the end of the year, I think.
Look, Mama. Look.
And John. And then for Teti.
I'm too squishy.
Okay, three pieces out.
Whoa! You have a froggy?
No, it's a beta.
It's a what?
Beta.
What's a beta? Oh my goodness gracious.
Look
Okay.
at that, Papa.
Whoa! Whoa! That's so much candy. Can you show me yours, Teti? Why are you ripping the bag open? Whoa! So much candy.
We just did. Whereas this one is so big that that's worth two, alright? See? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, double.
Spasibo, Machete. Spasibo, Machete.
Joe, can you say?
Salad.
What do you say, Teti?
John, say I'm
Oh.
avocado.
Oh. That's funny. You like that one, Teti? Is that a pretty one? Oh, is that a yummy one, Joseph?
Look at me, Papa.
Can you make a salute to Machete? Can you make a salute? Do a salute.
Thank you for thinking of us. That's so kind.
Okay. What do we say? What do you say? Time to say goodbye. What do we say? Paka paka. Paka.
We'll all pray for Machete tonight in our night prayer.
Yes.
We'll pray for you. Thank you. We'll think of you and pray for you. This is so kind.
Thank you.
Honestly.
Thank you, Machete. Thank you, Machete.
Thanks, Machete. Пока. До свидания. Спасибо большое.
Hello. Today we are making pictures for Machete.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
Oh, you're coloring pictures?
Yes. See, it's a soldier.
Oh.
Now I'm going to call it Machete.
Oh, okay. You're going to call it Machete. Joe, what is this, Joe?
The leg.
What is it?
Who
Who is that? Who is it?
Sandor.
It's Soldat?
Soldat.
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 Can you say that, Florian?
Soldat.
Yes. What does the soldat mean?
Soldier in Russian.
That's right. Wow, so beautiful.